Well, good afternoon to you. Welcome to the program. It's Good Afternoon, Ghana. I am Ania Fomfofo, and this afternoon is a Friday, and we were taking it into the social level or the social area where we want to discuss issues bothering our basic lifestyle. Okay, basic lifestyle. And it has been a topic on the lips of many in terms of what we call the Side Chicks Association. So maybe the Side Chicks Association will have to gather this afternoon and see if they can get a word or two for what we'll be discussing this afternoon on the program Good Afternoon Ghana. We'll have lawyers within our midst this afternoon to also talk about the issue that we have on the table, and that has to do with the Side Chicks Association, who say they're supporting husbands. Wives are saying, we don't want your support. But should they manage to be with a husband for a period of time where promises are made and are broken, or they keep to them promises, whichever the condition is, and you're able to keep to it, I'm sure that you'd want to understand how it works. Do we have laws in Ghana that supports any activity of a concubine? And that will be helped by Maurice Ampa, who is a legal practitioner. Also, my own colleague Harriet Adi will join me, broadcast journalist. What has she been picking, in and outside the world? But she also been a lady. Is she a shy chick? A side chick? Someone will ask me. Frank Edem Adofoli will also join us. He's a counselor and ADR practitioner as well. So we'll have, some good quality personnel that will join us do this interesting discussion. We already know what's trending on social media, where a national service personnel were told had a relationship with a husband who works in a bank, or supposedly a husband who works in a bank. The matter has become a court case now, so let's see how we can intertwine it with what we're going to talk about this afternoon on the program. I can't wait for the chat. Let's take a breather. We'll be back. All right, you're welcome back. So I have already Harriet Adi has joined me. She's a broadcast journalist, and she'll be in the studio. Welcome to the platform. Thank you for joining us. I just hope I get a lot of filler from you today, so please be very open and candid.
I'll try.
Right. Also, Frank Edem Adofoli is also a counselor and an ADR practitioner. Frank, you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for... I know you by extension, somehow. So he in person, I don't know him. I just know him by some associations. Anyway, so thank you for joining me. All right. We're expecting lawyer Maurice Ampa to also join us. He's been very vociferous on relationship issues in court, and he's a lawyer. So it will be the appropriate person to join us and help us understand how all that works within our relationships. All right. So let me start by giving you a video. There's a video that I want us to watch. It's an interesting one. I came across it on social media. So let's all enjoy it.
I guess I'm about the more. And I guess I'm about in the side chick industry na mogune sana. Hey, to me at tam with sugar the no court. Then it is baby board my one save you been and kedru baby or ma be me. What they are cough bobra. A drew courts, a drew sa. More to papa phone and you, na moose is sibi no muswakwan. Share. Woka side chick as a man be more rest no more be kind, because I never know why Mrs. Into wow, yes, side chick ni be a brab Mrs. Intino. Woka I know where rest. Yeah, I don't care. The other dream be a meme a side chick products. Nam the bedroom baby a medri. Ain't side chick and a dear metias ye. Share. A dear nyamem pension see. Side chick industry, and now may be no more fear here and it's so more console as ye. And now may be my do why to me a co school, ya show mu school, mo to me a year bosses so, a new mum, I did do mu see you near the day. Side chick now men ne binum no more did that papa them, and no more that cement to them. Solomon, none of you say. One now will be criticized me cast such a custom to me, boy girls, me fair girls, no. One kasa na onye side chick na abewura mu. Why ye bia bre? Say ne why ye Mrs. a mama ka asem chew. Wo de ani say know your position. Ne maintain in ye. Do your duties as a wife. Na uku okwa asan abafi. Emeku wo social media say ene wo wapon hu abeye wife ntin e so obi aye wife ni so obi di obi konachi. You can't stop it. Sadie we starting yankopon bo wi asan starting. Men can't chiro obi ba so nko di obi konachi but so obeye dia o make use of it. On kana ntum na de obeje no wonye. Ene girls omaba so munye odifo bia na bibia opeso bia hu se wo de ti nipa we nti kwan bi o de befa so bi obema aba abontima nipa ehu no obeye kaya ntum ne ye fam wa ye hu na ye mfirim we ya wo de ne call court e de ne beto front page go na ni masi e de na benya friso ono na twempana de also ye bia wa ye bia duru baabi onnanim de nti oso wajai ko baabi sike wa mo bia yesika akro to bi ma ho ifia wo han a wotinya wa han ma atim se na oso ntua bi ma tu ne kopa ho de.
So this was more like an advice going through the side chicks industry, and she described it as an industry. Miss Adole, over to you. Before I come to Harriet, let me... No. I'll come to you later. Let me come to Harriet. What do you make of that video we played?
Well, I'm going to be real here. I support her 100%. I don't know about the industry, that there's an industry, but I know about how a lot of men, married men, have helped a lot of women, taking care of them through school, built businesses for them and all that. Some are even generous to the extent that they'll tell you, I know I'm married, but as we are together, if you find somebody who wants to marry you and it's time for you to get married, I'll stay away so you can get married. They are generous like that. So yeah, I kind of agree with.
Oh, the way they tell you that.
Yes, some do say that. Okay, if you're ready to get married, I'll just pull away so that you can focus on your marriage. Some are just there to, help the woman.
But if you're just there to help a woman, must it be sexual help?
That is the problem. That is the problem. So maybe they are attracted to you sexually, but we live in a society where if you give it for free, it's an issue. If you take money too, it's an issue. So some people would rather take money and enjoy the benefits rather than just give it for free and not get anything for it. Because if you give it for free, they'll criticize you. If you're not giving it for free too, you'll be criticized. Which one would you choose? You choose the benefits. So yeah, that's the situation.
Do you think that there's an element of greed that plays in, because to be honest, if I got a man like that, I should be having at least 3 houses by now.
Yes. We really...
I wouldn't be taking peanuts and be expecting, and
yeah,
and just still be struggling, because sometimes you're working all right, but your salary is not enough. It just can't take care of almost everything.
Yeah.
You have to struggle for so many years, especially being in a place like Ghana. The country also doesn't do us a lot of good.
Yeah.
So even though we're championing women empowerment, women are still not so much empowered.
Yeah.
If a woman is employed in a certain position, she takes less salary compared to a man that will be given the same position.
That's true.
With probably better qualification, you still take lesser, remuneration. So you don't understand really sometimes what goes on within this country. And the economic situation itself is bad, where men are not even making it, much less women. So there are a lot of factors that play. But do you think also greed?
Well, with Deborah and Ernest Nimako's issue, we don't really have details as to how he treated her. And for how long did he continue with the 3,000 CDs monthly? For how long?
Had he been paying that?
Yes, had he been paying that? And also, let's talk about control. You are married, and you give her the perception that, okay, you're going to leave your wife for me. She's a woman. She's weighing her options. Okay, so you say you're going to leave your wife for me. I'm looking at you, I'm watching you. What if you don't leave your wife? Then let me look for another option whilst maintaining you, because the benefits are good. So I don't think it's really greed, because we really do not know how he treated her. It could be that throughout the relationship she realized that, okay, he's controlling and not that, because I read some of the chats where he shuts down her car in the middle of the road. I didn't even know there was a technology like that. Pardon my ignorance.
there is tracker.
Yes. I know there's a tracker, but I didn't know that you can actually stop.
Disengage the car.
Yes.
There's also a technology.
Yes.
For that. Okay.
I know that it's outside there, but I didn't know it was in Ghana.
Ghana, okay.
Yes. So you could tell that he's controlling, and she really wanted out, but he's controlling. So if you're controlling, then you need to, reimburse some of the things you're trying to stop me from doing. So you should make me happy. That is how I understand.
I'm so confused about that situation.
Yeah.
Where a man tells you, I'm going to divorce my wife and marry you. And then at the same time, he bought you a car. And he's being controlling, even though the marriage proposal has not materialized yet.
Yeah.
But he wants to have full control over you. And I'm... I follow this story, and it was difficult for me to even keep following, because there was so much information coming out. The girl says that, the girl says this. I saw WhatsApp messages and chats, and I saw, the way the man was having a conversation with her on the WhatsApp message. And that's just an example we are citing in this, because it has happened, and so it's a good one for a case study. So for the purpose of viewers, please, we beg you. So I'm seeing the chats of the conversation that the girl says, what about your wife? And the man says, oh, forget my wife. And
he was literally forcing it that you are going to be my side chick. Like, whether if you like it or not, you're going to be my side chick.
But it's a clear case of duress, because this is a girl that needs help. First of all, she's a national service person, so she needs help. But she also, it's not just financial help, but she needs to grow. Yeah. She needs to come up in life. I'm not sure what you think.
All right. The side chick thing is happening. It's not, sorry, it's not only Deborah case. It's something that's been happening for a very, very long time. I think somebody also asked a question that, look, you people can cancel, write article, but you cannot stop this from happening. Nobody is stopping side chick today or tomorrow. The same way sin, crime, cannot be stopped. Church is coming up every blessed day. Why would church stop? Because sin will not stop.
Okay.
But the aim is we can reduce it. We can get people safe. So the side chick, why don't we empower women to be the boss of their own? Give them that economic empowerment, the power to have their money to the relationship that suits them. That you are getting into a relationship because you have advantage of money, economic. So somebody promises you'll leave the job, I'll take care of A, B, C, D. You are weighing stuff. And this is not based on contract.
Yeah.
Based on just verbal relationship. And there's no relationship like that, like they are helping you. And a side chick business is a business. Yes. If the money is spending on you, you want to get a value for that particular return for that value. So if I come to you...
So is there a man ever on earth today, anywhere in a part of the world, that will say, I have adopted, actually in a part of the world, any part of the world, yes. I know there are men like that. Will adopt a lady and swear, I don't need your sex from you. I just need to help, I want to help you. And every day he gives her money if she needs it. He can buy her a car, he will find her a job, he will, I don't know, help her in life, grow, teach her. This particular girl you're talking about, there was a video I saw of her, saying that I don't want a man who come into my life, whether you're a married man or not, and all you give me is sex and money. I don't want sex and money. You should help me grow. You should help me do something, teach me something. I don't want to. So if we break up, I will realize that I learned nothing from you. That's not the kind of man, I want. So this is somebody who knows what she wants.
Very well. And what I'm saying, that when the lady felt that, look, I needed this relationship at all costs, was because of the money. See, the man in question is looking, or the men, most of the men, they are looking for sex. And that kind of comfort out there. A kind of relationship that will come to release my stress. Hide away for some times, being taken care of. When I'm done, I go back to my home. And when we start from the beginning, things are okay. But as time goes on, the woman have some emotional needs. Are you going right now? It's 1 hour now. Or are you in a hurry? Or he's calling you. You claim the person is making you unhappy.
Have you had a side chick before?
Come again.
Have you had a side chick
No. But I've had the opportunity to counsel a lot of people. For the period of 10 years, I've listened to a lot of stories.
Oh, tell me if you have. I won't tell.
Oh, don't worry. Well, if I have my wife, you know. Okay. So the men are coming in for some physical needs. I want some sex, I want some attention, and so on and so forth. The woman which is in, maybe at the beginning of the relationship, think that this will help me meet a certain physical need. But as time goes on, I want more than that. I want to be secure in a relationship. So the issue of marriage comes in. For how long are we going to be doing this? So I know what to do. Or I marry you. When will you marry me? Give me some time. The relationship is complicated. And I give you stories. So you hold it on a story. So when you're calling, the man is not giving you attention. I say, hey, this man is taking me for granted. So let me seek happiness elsewhere. Then I'm like, hey, I bought you a car. You're using that car to that place? No.
Like this situation.
Yes.
I think that's what
somebody's coming to the house. I rent for you. Are you accommodating somebody in the house? No. I did this for you. Because what I've given you, I think I should use it. Until I'm done, I say, look, I've dashed it to you. I'm no more in your life. If that does not happen, you don't have that right to go. And this is a kind of relationship that you will not put the terms and conditions on the paper. So people are doing whatever they want to do. And to the point in time, these ladies, all what you want to do, you want to punish the man. You just want to punish this particular man. Yes. Now, when this comes out, who will lose? Who will be in trouble? Who will suffer more? This is what he wanted to do. Why am I doing this? Because some needs I think I should meet, I'm not getting those needs. And the freedom I want, I'm not getting those freedom. So let's see what happens. And then we get into a place that this case, let's see how it goes in a case. Because when it comes to even this kind of promise to marry people, one of the things is there should be a ring. Now in the suit, we are asking for the ring now. The ring has not come.
Yeah.
We are not asking for the ring. And again, the other things that could cause trouble for this is the person is actually in a monogamous marriage. It's a marriage that is one man, one woman. I can only get married to another person when I leave this particular spouse of mine. I've not left the person, so I'm not even free to have such relationship. And if the man also established that, hey, you actually have another relationship elsewhere, this can also go against such kind of contract or the verbal contract they've gone into. So such industry is going to work. But the men who are getting married, choose the kind of relationship you want. People want to confuse marriage and adultery, marriage and side chick as one. No, it doesn't work that way. If you are married to somebody, one-on-one, things can happen in the marriage. It's not married. We have reduced marriage in our own time just to be a few things. Sex, wash, cook, clean. Marriage go beyond that. It's not just this few stuff. That somebody is looking for somebody who was clean and so and so. You got in a person is doing that. And things have changed. So you're going to look for someone who satisfies another needs of yours. And that person is not being a side chick. So people were saying that even side chicks are keeping their marriages. You've heard these stories like that. Yeah. Because of the extra need they are getting outside the marriage. And we can get those needs in the marriage when the foundation of the marriage is right. What you are looking for, come out with your needs. I need this certain kind of need. These are the circumstances that I am in now. What can we do to attain or get to where we want to get to? Then we can work towards that. That honesty is a key thing, whether you are married or you are even in a side chick thing. Honest, whatever you are dealing with, if the person is not honest with you, you are in a difficult place. You don't know what to do.
It's difficult to measure the situation of morality. It's really difficult. I don't know how our laws, well, really, I don't even know which law guides and defines what is moral, which is why even today when we find anything in our society described as immoral, that is done by any of our leaders, we don't do anything to the person. We seem to just run over it. For example, the
Kandapa's issue, Kandapa.
Albert Kandapa, the security minister issue. It was like, who are you to judge? And somehow I kind of feel because almost all our leaders are guilty, when issues like that come up, they don't say anything. They will rather just stay off. Nobody really says anything about it. It's almost like that. Even on social media, when this came, you saw posts like, let he who has not sinned be the first to cast a stone and stuff like that. People are like, oh, like, okay. You know, it's difficult for us to talk about it. I don't know if it's because our society has also become so sexual.
No, that our orientation, see, when you are growing up, they make issues about men being unfaithful. It's normal, as men are polygamous. Women is not normal. So people even make statements, if you are married, and your husband goes out, sleep with other people, and come back and take care of you and your babies and whatever it is, you have no complaint.
Wife have even admitted that.
Yes, people have said this kind of thing, which is not normal. This is not clean.
Why is it not normal? Polygamy is normal in Ghana.
Polygamy is different from what they are saying.
Oh.
If you want to marry 2 or 3, the law, customary law allow us get married. See, gone are the day before somebody get pregnant without marriage. Let me take what we call kosiebu. You've done something which is wrong, and you have been punished for that, and marry the person. We don't allow this. Laws are there who guards it. If you want to marry 2 or 3, consult the first wife. I'm adding somebody to you. And they talk to the person and they agree. We get married. But what even make things worse is we marry under the ordinance, 1 man, 1 woman. And the rule here is one of the reasons why you can ask for divorce, dissolution of marriage, is adultery. So you go out and you sleep with somebody, the evidence shows that you want to go out, you want to leave the marriage. That's what we are saying. Because the law is saying that one reason why we can end this union is when you do this. So you've done that. If you come back and say, oh, I'm sorry, this is a mistake, we want to avoid it, let's work on it, that is fine. But when the person comes out, I'm a man, I can do it, then the person is not willing to go by the law they subscribe to. I can marry 2. Under that marriage, you cannot marry 2. You can only leave. And they won't leave. So we have marriages now, which are under part 3. But people have married another woman, hide it, the spouse know, and the second woman is treated better than the first.
Yeah.
And it's happening with most of our top men, as we say, who are even practicing this. So how can you come and talk about it? You can't.
Annie, can I ask Councillor a question? Yeah. Why do men go in for side checks?
Why do men go in for side checks? Yeah. See, from the beginning, when some of them, before they even get into marriage, they are in this business of not staying with one woman. They sleep with different women. It
has nothing to do with the wives.
It's not. I'm coming. So,
you mean there are some of them?
Some of them. They are in this business already, not keeping one person. So in a relationship, to them, you are serious. But other people who are there helping you. Some, they have 2 or 3. It's because of pregnancy or pressure. He has to marry you, but he hasn't let go other people. Some we've seen, you think that a man will change. So that behavior is. The other behavior aspect of is about the needs. So we say things that when men want to be honored, respected in a certain way, what they are saying is, when I say sit down, get up, do this. It's not about issue about character per se, no. So they meet somebody, say, hey, maybe you are a career woman. I say, don't work. Stay at home, take care, I'll bring the money. You want to work. So you've threatened me. You've gone to do something. I say, no. Then as a form of punishment, or I wanted to let you know I'm the man, they're going for another woman elsewhere to prove a point or to show that I'm a man. People do that kind of behavior. And they come to things about sex. Men need to understand women that sex is not physical to women. Before a woman gets to the mode of sex, it's about the relationship we have. Do you love me? Am I an object that you come to at any time that you are in need or you care? And you want to have that intimate moment with me. But some men will come, I'm your husband, are you ready? So when they don't get it, they get so mad. And they even threaten, if you continue this behavior, I'll get somebody out there
Yes.
And they get somebody out there and rap it in the person's face. It's your behavior that has caused me. So here the side chick saying that you are not doing wifely duty. That is causing your husband to come to me. But we are all women.
Because
if
when
the side
they
chick
go,
is
they
treated
talk.
wrong and the man comes to you, when the man touches you, you won't have anything for what? The man.
Yeah. I actually asked you that question because
So-
that conversation is also up there that the side chicks are able to do certain things to the men sexually, which the wives are not able to do. That's another reason why most men go in for side chicks.
But if you're a man, you go in and you want A, B, C, D, you have an idea or whatever it is. Why don't you explore
With your wife.
your wife?
And your wife is not ready to explore. And you know, wives are quite, I always say I'm conservative and traditional a bit. I think wives sometimes are like that. I'm not talking about today's wives. Today's wives can be wild. But my mother's type wives,
I have a witness.
you know, they are a bit conservative, they're a bit traditional, they're not ready to wild out. And so when you go out, sometimes the men and their friends, you know, recommend they go out with their friends, and before you know, some girls have come, and before you know, the man is now having a girlfriend. Some of the men don't even know how, but they start and they stick. So all those factors are there that informs why a man goes in for a side chick. Because if you don't even know how to do it, and you try it once and you're happy.
But you also need to know that the dynamics from relationship and marriage is different altogether.
Right.
Marriage comes with a responsibility. So if you want to get married to one woman and stay with that one woman, what can I do or what can we do to keep this particular relationship going in? If you're a man out there, you're looking at every woman. You can't have one woman at head that this the woman I want to be with, whether you are married or not. But when you are married, you go out, sometimes you are careful, not going looking at another woman to the point that you're even thinking about the woman. But unfortunately for men, marriage is just like one of those kind of credentials. Oh, I'm married, I have a ring in my hand, I'm done with that. What is life? Let me just have the kind of life I want. So let's know the value of marriage, the family, our children, what they are learning, our wives. Because if I'm going to be a good husband, my wife and my children, their happiness, if they are happy with me, it tells me that I'm doing very well. If they are not happy with me, then I'm failing at home. So I can't go out there and say, because things are not happening well in the house, I won't take responsibility and let's work at it, but let me go and look for solution elsewhere. What about the wife? One day, if also get a side cock.
So those are the conditions marriage does not permit, is it?
Marriage, those things are things that break marriage.
Okay, good. So marriage does not permit that. Because let's say if it's a church marriage and you've done the church white thingy and you have said your vows before the pastor that, well, in goodness, in sickness, and in health, in poverty, and in, what did they say?
No.
What about the vows? You
All
said
the
a vow.
vows.
Whatever they are conditions that really makes you tied down, that you are not. So if your wife is sick, you say, because she's sick and she cannot have sex, I have to go out and have sex. That's part of the condition.
No. And people don't, the understanding of this vow.
You said no?
Yes.
So in sickness and in health, your wife is sick. She cannot have sex. You can go out and have sex?
That's not what it is. When you are with your wife, and even our family members, and they even cook for us, and they are sick and cannot cook for us, we don't abandon them. What can we do? We can judge up, think about what we can do. But sometimes people become so selfish that they are thinking about their own personal need, neglecting the rest of us.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that the husbands should know that it is not part of the condition that because your wife is sick, you can go out and have sex. You shouldn't do that. That's
Yes,
what I'm saying.
yes.
You agree?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So the conditions that we are saying in a marriage, when people don't even understand the vow that we say at the marriage. And if the wife and a husband see the marriage as a family, it's our own, not because I'm married. I just came to something. If it's not working, I'll throw it away. The kind of commitment we have with our own children, if we have the same commitment with our spouse, that want to make this work at all costs, if it comes within the marriage, that let's say you cannot have sex. Sex is something that is a need for you. What can we do? You'll be amazed that there are some things that we can do in a marriage there that just the fact that others are happy, you are happy. Even the thought of sex has even come in. I happened to face similar thing. There was a time that my first pregnancy, we lost the child. The second one...
I like the way you say your first pregnancy.
Yes. The second one, we lost. So I was deciding that, look, we won't go on the same tangent again. Getting even pregnant and ending up losing a child at a pretend. So getting a child is something I'm taking out of my mind. And my wife said, no, we can't do that. Let's find a better solution. The solution said we should close the circles when the person gets pregnant. And there will not be anything like sex. And it happened. My wife got pregnant. The first month, the circles was closed. We stayed in the same room for as much as 9 months, no sex. Oh. What do we do at that moment when we are there? And that was when we were so close. Because I realized that sex is not what he was looking as a need. He wanted us to go for a walk, spend time together. And I was amazed that there are some simple things that could make us so much happy.
Better.
And I was so happy making somebody happy that I'm not even thinking about some of these things happy. But sometimes a man comes home, he's not happy. The only way he wants to use to release the stress or calm himself down is sex. That's what he's thinking about. It's on the phone.
But to be fair to men, sex is a thing for you. It's really not a thing for women, but it's a thing for you. Women can stay longer away from sex than men, right?
Yes, sex is a thing for us, but there are ways that you can control it. But people these days give so much to this desire. On their phone, the website they go, the content they read.
They're feeding themselves.
They are feeding these desires. And the things they drink, when they meet, the conversation they have, all these things are just bringing this desire up.
I will add that we are also making it worse by feeding the men with sexual thoughts. So we have women with big butts who now... I mean, now it's very, it's funny. No, it's not funny. It's strange. It is strange how now women are okay with showing everything.
Yeah.
On social media. Not even on a blocked platform. But on social media. Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, but I see some of the videos that obviously came from TikTok. And they're shaking the bum and shaking the breast and shaking everything. So we are now even feeding the men with sexual thoughts. So when they come at you, and that's not to justify any silly thing they do. Let me read this before we go for break. So this is coming from Tafu MP, old Tafu MP. He's read law. He says that breach of promise to marry. That's how he starts the message. The lady has a case if and only if the man is married under the customary law, and the man is answerable under the law to show cause why he cannot or has not honored his promise. 2, the lady cannot come under duress, in my opinion, because the First Atlantic Bank has a complaint procedure which was never triggered by the lady. And I said that if the man has a good lawyer, something can go in his favor. And then it says that she should have triggered that and walk away if they didn't mind you. Careless about she not also getting the job. That is principle. It is principle. Careless about she not getting a job. That is principle. Okay, so these are some fundamentals that we probably need to know. But the information I also have is that the lady at some point made complaints. I don't know if she triggered it formally or officially on paper, but I had, that was just a final information that she made complaints and she was booted away because the guy seemed to have had powers supporting him in the bank.
Well, per the writ I read on Facebook, writ of summons I read on Facebook, it was like the norm in the office.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the norm in the office from the top to the down. Even she mentioned some married women that had divorced and were still doing that with their bosses. So I think she didn't feel safe to talk to anybody because who are you going to complain to? They are all doing the same thing. So who are you going to complain to?
Well, let's take a quick breather. When I come back, I'm having some messages. I'll pick them up. But let me take a break. We'll be back shortly. So you're welcome back. I still have Harriet Adi, my colleague, with me, and also Frank Edem Adofoli still with me. Lawyer Morisampo, I have no idea where he is now. So he's not in the studio yet, but let me read this message. This is coming from Eugene Esheneli, and he said that, Annie, man by nature is promiscuous. I don't even know what that means.
It's in your DNA.
The African man cannot stay with a single woman. I'm not married. Give me a white man to marry. I don't want African man. Eugene, really? So that one man, one woman is foreign. Okay. Many girls will have had their future blown off, but for sugar daddies, love is not necessarily about getting married. Quote pro quo. Give sex and respect and receive money and care from the men. Receive money and care from the men. Bafo Akoto default. Asylum down. Sent that in. Eugene, thank you. I've mentioned your name already. You are becoming like Reverend Kusi. When you are sending a message like that, you say you are called Bafo Akoto. When you are sending a message to Good Morning Ghana, you said you are called Eugene Eshen. Anyway, so for his first line, okay, so a convicted a member of parliament, he is giving us, foundation to saying that the case is only a married man under customary law, and then he's talked about also if the lady had triggered the procedure in the court, in the bank that they have, if she was really under duress. And obviously also talking about the fact that Eugene is talking about the fact that men are promiscuous by nature. Do you African men accept that? It is you who don't accept.
Yes, they say it's in their DNA.
I've met a couple of people who accept this, and I also met a couple of people who don't accept this. The thing is, say African men, God didn't create African man different from a foreign man or white man or British man. People are talking about culture, that in our place, our culture allows us to do this, and we've been doing it, we've met it, we've seen it, and we are practicing it. That's fine. Maybe the white man or the British was introduced one man, one woman, and they've been doing it. So their kind of marriage is not something we are used to. That's fine. But to say African man, no. A man, any man at all, is able to stay with a woman you want to stay with. If you want to be with one woman, you have to taste to be with one woman. It's just a matter of somebody saying that, can you be with one company for life? Can you change to different company? What are you looking for? These are the questions. So the African man, what is he looking for? If you cannot find that thing in one woman, then don't go to one woman and say, look, I will be with you for life. Then go to another woman and you're looking for those things there. There are women who are okay to be in a polygamous marriage. If you want them to marry you, they will be okay. I don't mind being the first wife, second wife, they will be there. But people go into monogamous, the white man marriage, and then turn around and do this kind of stuff.
Okay. What I did unfairly that I think is very unfair, and apologies to wives, is that I should have had a wife on this panel, so that maybe she can also give us her perspective, because I really want to understand how it works to be a wife and suspect your wife, your
husband is cheating.
Your husband will not come and tell you I have a girlfriend. I hear sometimes when they go home they have broken hearts and they can't tell their wives, and they are sitting there all moody, and the wife's asking, what's wrong? And sometimes they are tempted to say, she broke up with me.
And you just look at how Shakira found out that PK is cheating on her. Just because of a jam. The lady came to her house and ate jam. And PK does not take jam. So she knew that it was a woman who came there. Can you imagine?
Shakira?
Yes.
Shakira?
Shakira, the musician, Shakira.
Oh, the
Waka
foreign-
Waka, yeah.
Foreign Shakira.
Yeah.
That's how she found out.
Yes,
the
that's how she
husband-
found out that Piqué was cheating on her.
You
Look
know
at that.
Shakira.
Yeah.
You know how she wiggles her waist.
Yes.
I mean, it renovates across the world. That if you have to wiggle your waist, it has to be like Shakira.
Shakira.
But the boyfriend, husband, whatever, still cheated.
So the African money we are talking, if you give him 1 million women, he will still
He's
go out
still
and look for
cheating.
someone. It tells you that God, who created women for men, know that Adam need only one woman. That's why he put Adam to sleep. So if a man, I'm telling you, what a person is looking for matters. And when it comes to issues about relationship like that, sometimes what a person is being attracted to, men can get attracted to you because of your physique, how you look. And how you look can be explored one day.
Yeah.
As far as I've done with this, what else is new? There's nothing new. Maybe I'm looking for something else. But what it takes to keep the relationship, go beyond that friendship, the commitment, the kind of things we share, what we want to do together, these are the things that keep the relationship, that keep us going. But when you go in one place, oh, this woman is very beautiful, I can have a nice kiss with the woman, we're wrong.
We'll have a few minutes. Let me, tease this out of you. If you have a married man who proposes to you now and will probably support you, and you don't intend to disturb
Annie, this one, dear.
his wife, will you agree and why?
It depends on the position I am right now. If I am fulfilled and content.
I'm talking about the current position. Now,
Current
that you're
position I am in
the
now.
current situation you're in. If you look at the economic situation in your life,
A married man
Emmanuel.
who is ready to support me and help me with everything I need right now. What would you do?
Oh, answer the question first before
What would you do?
I'll
I
consider.
mean,
a few
I look
factors.
up to you, so what would you do?
But if you look up to me, what do you think I would do?
You, knowing you wouldn't do it.
I won't do it.
Yes, you won't do it.
People change you. So you see, you can't look at me always. People change.
But Annie, this is very like tight because, and how do I'm looking for the right word. Tempting, especially knowing how things are, the economic situation, what you do, wanting to get support, your brand, promote yourself, be a better brand, and get better opportunities, which requires money. You need to invest yourself, from your hair to your shoes to your in and out and all that. And if you find somebody like this who wants to help you, it will be very tempting to say no. It would take somebody with a very high moral ground or resolve to say that, okay, I'm not going to do it, despite not having everything
needs
I
that you
need.
want.
Yeah,
So let me
right
wrap up
now.
with you, Frank. So you know what she was talking about? She mentioned the hair, your shoe, your clothes. You see where the mindset is. I need money to do all these things.
Yeah.
So pressure of social media seem to be influencing our ladies. On the general or averagely, I don't think that girls go into relationship with married men because they want to be educated or they want to make life big. No, they just want the material things they are seeing, especially some of us. Sometimes I say that we ladies on TV, we really, really mislead some
Yeah.
of these young women coming up. We have the hair all over. But come and check my salary. The hair piece the cost is more than the salary she's taken, the dress. And they don't know the calculation that goes on in your life and what you do, what your family background. They just don't know. All they know is what they see you do on TV. And then aside that, celebrities in other fields, music, I don't know, anywhere. We're not counseling these girls. We're just doing things, and they're watching us. They're coming out from school, and they think that it's all rosy.
It's a sad reality. Honestly, I know the physical needs are important. And if you want to get it right, you don't sacrifice A for B. We need all of them. I won't go into relationship early just to get certain needs when I'm not even ready for marriage. That will even create trouble for me. Even will not help my marital life one day in the future. So what I tell the young lady at where you are now, these things are things that are styles. The nice shoe, maybe at your time, that nice shoe will be better than somebody's nice shoe.
Right.
Can I take my vocation, my skills serious? Attend what I can. Somebody will say, cut your coat, your coat.
According to you.
Not size now, according to your cloth, what you have. It means that you have, plan around it and work towards that. It's better than that. And again, one thing that we take it for granted, the other spiritual aspect of this whole thing is we believe there's God. And the scripture says that, look, our temple is a place of God, where God lives in. Anytime you meet a big man who have all the position and go around and sleep with somebody even who is the least position, at that act, the two become one. The respect, whatever you have, it has all gone down. The person sees you like equal mate.
Regardless how big you think you are.
How big you are. And that can bring disgrace, all sorts of things.
Yeah.
So we should
like what we're seeing.
What is we see now?
We will do this again next week, and I'll plead with producers to put it together. I'm having a lot of messages, people are appreciating the topic. Next week, Friday, we'll bring it back, and then we'll try and have a wife on the panel so that we get a different perspective for what we're talking about. I like the topic you're discussing, but I think the lady in question doesn't deserve the kind of attention you're giving her. See, I know her. She is no big deal. She's really into a hookup and all manner of things. The man also knew that and went for her. So this one, I don't agree with you. So for me, I consider her, I won't even say this, she is a playmate for a lot of Sakawa boys, you say. Okay, so I think two things might have been taking place in the other workplace. It's either the lady was used by someone to trap the man, or the man himself is a new buy or a newbie in the and didn't manage the relationship well. He got himself overly involved. Something everybody chopping small and cleaning their mouth. You alone want to chop, you will fall into it. You're not correct. Anyway, that's what time will allow us. Thank you, Frank, for coming. Adi, please make yourself available. Harriet, I don't know why I'm calling you Adi. Make yourself available next week. We'll do it again. We'll continue with the discussion, and then we will get to the bottom of it, especially with the wives. That's what my focus really is on. This has been Good Afternoon, Ghana. My name is Anil Fompo. Thanks for watching. Have a good weekend.